We were pretty famous back in high school. Trust us.
Had a whole future ahead of us, but now we suck.
All that potential now is flowing in the aqueducts.
Through the sands of time, many did forget.
But now our time has come to resurrect. But a podcast.
Sad I know, but can you blame us?
We are desperate to be much more than high school famous.
What's up, Matt?
Nothing. My heat just turned on.
I switched mine off so that it would not do that.
We'll see.
We can wait it out.
No.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of High School Famous, the podcast that will single-handedly bring back polio. I am Sean.
I am Matt. Well, it looked
Very
like
good.
you were reading that off of something.
I was.
Did you?
I wrote some
Did
intros.
you wrote some intro.
I wrote some intros. And so each, depending on how many I decide to write each week, we'll get a fancy, shiny, brand new one.
All right.
That will vary in.
Apparently that's going to be a new thing for us.
Well, I got tired of the of what we were doing, so I decided to step it up a notch.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm curious as to see how we will bring it back, but
We'll bring what back?
polio.
Oh, well, the podcast.
I mean,
we're not going to do it.
Well, we are the podcast.
We are on the podcast, but we are not the podcast.
Well, I think I would argue in saying that if we didn't do it, the podcast itself would not exist. So the podcast cannot be without us.
No, so let's say you have a child. Are you the child, or did you just make the child?
That is so not the same
It's
thing.
so the same thing. It's yeah. We are not the podcast. Like the podcast is not you and I. We made the podcast, and we continue to make it, but it is not us.
Okay.
We're not required for someone to be able to listen to the podcast.
Yeah, I suppose at this point it exists whether or not we, participate in it anymore.
That's right. And so this podcast will somehow bring back polio.
Okay.
And it does say single-handedly, which means, if there was you and I both involved, we can't really say that that's single-handedly, can we?
No. I guess I have been schooled.
You have.
On this here high school famous podcast.
Correct. So, it's that time again, Matt.
It tends to be.
This episode is going to drop on the 29th of March. So that just leaves all you lovely folks a few days to start preparing for what will be a myriad of April holidays that you can choose to celebrate or choose to ignore. I have not perused this list yet, so we are going to learn together.
This is exciting.
I know. Well, what comes to mind, Matt, when you think of April 1st? What's the first thing that comes to mind?
Boy. April showers.
April showers. It's the first thing you think of when you think of April 1st.
Yep.
That seems a little foolish to me.
Well, what can I tell you?
Well, let's ignore the obvious April showers occurrence on April 1st then, and let's talk about National 1 Cent Day.
Okay, let's talk about it.
Yep. Unofficial products and technology for some reason.
Ooh.
1 cent Day.
Yeah, well,
Is this I think cold hard cash in general is the use of it is waning as we're more and more accustomed to using cards or contactless forms of payment. We're buying a lot of things online. So do you think this is something that is trying to help prevent the death of the penny?
I don't know. I guess it would depend on when this holiday was created.
Let's find out.
Because a lot of that kind of stuff is more recent advances in payment methods.
Oh, let's see. So far, the history of 1 cent day seems to focus more on the history of the penny. and not
Okay.
the day itself. Because it's mentioning, 1793. Find a penny, pick it up for good luck. Right? Well, there would be no such thing without currency, so why not celebrate the history of coins on April 1st? So is this the overall history of coins we're celebrating? Sure, this is also a day for pranks. It could be a chance to combine the two. Yeah. There's this little known, I'll maybe tell you about it later.
All right.
But we look to the penny with affection on this day. The first version of the 1-cent coin came to be in 1793. History of National 1-Cent Day. This coin was larger than...
Thrilling.
Yeah, I don't know. This doesn't tell me anything about the actual day. It's talking about, changes in the penny and when changes began to circulate. So, yeah.
Sounds like this day doesn't really know what this day is. So
no, it sounds like all they want to talk
go
about
out
is the
there
history
and
of the
appreciate your pennies.
Yeah.
Appreciate your change on April 1st.
Right. We have, that's all we're going to get to for April 1st.
Well,
as the rest appear to be, there's Walk to Work Day. That's a varying possibility or likelihood. Ooh, I like this one. Let's not do this the rest of the year. Let's love our children on National Love Our Children Day, April 2nd. So this is another one of those weird holidays where, let's not really focus on doing that so much the rest of the year.
Yeah.
It's like when the Zero Tolerance Day and the No Discrimination Day, things like that. Very acceptable the rest of the year. And it's very okay to not really love our children the other 364 days. I wonder why these things come about. I'm sure this is probably just similar to, say, a Mother's Day, where it's not to suggest this is the only day you should appreciate your mother. But let's just give a little bit extra. But they didn't call this like Children's Day.
Right.
It's Love Our Children Day. So that's a bit suspect.
Is that supposed to be like just go out and love all children? Like not even just your own?
It's hard to say. It says our children. And since it's a national holiday, I guess you're supposed to focus on the children of the particular
nation,
the country you live in. Yeah.
Yeah. If you're visiting this country on that day, if you're a child just visiting, I'm not going to, no, you don't get any of my love.
You're not getting any love.
You need to leave.
You already feel like a fish out of water. Well,
yeah.
Continue flopping, kid.
Yeah. Fish analogies.
Yeah. Yeah. Geez. Ooh,
well, so far April's off to a rough start. Let's find some good.
April is, I know, we'll get there, hopefully.
Yeah.
Speaking of April showers, Matt, this would be a prime opportunity on April 3rd then to National Find a Rainbow Day.
Hell yeah.
Yes. I
learned a little looking for rainbows.
I learned a little bit about rainbows recently.
Okay. Just recently?
Yes, actually. So you see a rainbow obviously because it's raining and then light comes into a drop of water and that separates the different colors of light, and that's how you end up seeing a rainbow in the sky. But the only bits of the light that you see are the ones that are at the perfect angle for you from where you are in relation to the raindrops in the sky, right?
Okay.
So if you and I are looking and we both see a rainbow, we're both technically seeing different rainbows. Like you can only see the rainbow you can see, and I can only see the one that I can see.
Interesting.
And that's why rainbows always look like they're just facing you flat on. Like there's never at a weird angle, right? They always look like they're just directly facing you. And that's why. Anyone else who's at a completely different position can look and see a rainbow, and it'll be facing them perfectly because they're seeing those rays of light coming directly at them from the position. So
that would bring a whole different thing to the whole, like, you know, when there was the whole thing about the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. You'd never have to worry about being in competition to find the pot of gold. It'd be your own pot of gold every time.
Your own.
Two people would be running to two completely different destinations.
Yeah, so there theoretically would be a pot of gold for everybody who happens to
Mhm.
reach the end of the rainbow.
Which you would never reach because
which
it would
would never
continuously keep moving away from you.
Yep. And isn't it, if you see it overhead, it's really a ring?
Yeah.
Like rainbows always just end at the horizon at two different points. It's because it
Right.
continues on. The one thing I don't get is the light enters the raindrops and then it kind of bounces around a little bit, I guess, and then they blast out of the raindrop. How is it that, because theoretically one raindrop is so small, but you have a rainbow that looks huge, and all the lines of the color of the light, the different colors of light are in perfect rows, like all the same thickness. It's in perfect uniformity. I don't understand how that part of it works. Like how it's not just like scattered specks of different colors of light all over the sky in that area.
Probably just has to do with the angle of which you're looking at it. Like, it's gonna, it's just gonna show you the light spectrum from a specific point, and then once it gets past that point, it changes to the next color.
Yeah.
Or it's just a mystery for us not to understand, and it's one of the wonders of the world.
So this is number 8, rainbows, the 8th wonder?
I mean, everybody's always like, there's the standard 7, and then there's always like, this is the 8, and everybody adds a new 8th every time. There's so many different 8th wonders of the world. I'm not even really sure what the 7 wonders of the world are anymore.
Yeah. What do we got? The pyramids, obviously. I think Stonehenge is one of them. I think the Great Wall of China is one of them. I think which
these are all things they've like kind of figured out how they were done. So are they really wonders anymore?
I mean, what are we going to start?
More so theorized on how they were probably done, but
are we going to start like demoting or dethroning wonders based on our gaining knowledge of them as time goes on?
I mean, we could.
Might as
They're
well.
No longer wonders. They're no longer wonders at that point, right?
Okay,
if you figured it out, it's not a wonder anymore.
Do you think then that there are new wonders that we could replace?
There's so many things that we don't actually know about our own planet that could easily, like the depths of the ocean will probably be a wonder that we'll never figure out in our lifetime.
Oh, not in our lifetime, no. I'm sure humanity will get there.
We'll figure out a way to suck all the ocean out of the sea to figure it out before we,
That'll be a smart move.
Yep.
Not a lot of sea life, relying on that to be there to survive. Yeah, but that rainbow discussion, it was on a podcast, and someone said that they had their own private rainbow, and it made me think of My Own Private Rainbow would be a cool like song title or something,
like a band name.
Yeah, My Own Private Rainbow. So I made a note of that.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get on with it. This one is specific to Turkmenistan. But it's called A Drop of Water, A Grain of Gold. April 3rd.
Day or?
Nope. A Drop of Water, -, A Grain of Gold. Not national, not day, not month, not anything else. And the category?
How big is a grain of gold?
Observance. That's a good question.
Yeah. Because is a grain like a unit of measure?
Well, are they using it to say that it's equivalent to like a grain of sand or salt?
But those vary in size as well.
Correct.
A grain of rice.
Yeah.
See, those are all different sizes.
A rice-shaped piece of gold. Because typically you refer to gold in, like nuggets or, bricks and bars if you're getting into...
Well, it'd be by weight.
Flakes.
Usually.
Flakes even. Yeah.
Or flecks. Is fleck another fleck of gold?
Yeah. That I don't know. It could be a fleck of gold. That reminds me, I used to have a little tiny bottle that had some, I think it had some fool's gold in it or something. I wonder whatever happened to that thing. I probably just threw it away.
Probably.
Alrighty.
Pretty much worthless.
Yeah. It's World
Party. Thanks, Turkmenistan.
Yeah, you will.
For that confusing nothing.
Yeah. But let's you know what? There's a holiday that kind of puts a drop of water, a grain of gold in the shadows, and it's naturally World Party Day. World Party.
Oh, hell yeah.
Day. Unofficial activity and action. Fun and joy.
World Party Day. And this is April
April 3rd.
Third.
Yep.
April
It's on a
3rd.
Sunday this year, so.
Oh, shit.
Oh, a lot of people calling in to work the next day.
Yeah, World Party Day.
Productivity is going to be down worldwide Monday, April 4th.
Mhm.
This is funny how non-impactful so many of these holidays are, especially something that you would
Right.
think like World Party Day. You think that would be just known across the
Right.
world, and April 4th, or the Monday following, and if this always
Mhm.
falls on a Sunday, would just be a day where no one's going into work.
Right.
But obviously, clearly, you and I have never heard of this holiday. And I
Oh,
would be
you
curious
assume
to
I
know-
haven't.
I would assume that accurately.
Mhm.
I think I'm correct in my assumption.
Well, I mean, you assume you're correct in assuming that I didn't know about World Party Day.
Well, yeah, but you didn't. Wait, what? But you didn't react in a way like, oh, of course, yes. But then again, if you're also someone who's never heard of April Fool's Day, I wouldn't expect you to know about World Party Day.
What's this?
Yeah, it's April Mat Day.
Hmm?
Your name made me think of something earlier today.
Was it me?
No, it was a moth. I thought. Would you like me to explain, or want me to just leave it at that?
Well, I mean, part of me just wants you to explain after we're done recording, so just leave
so that
everybody
no one
in
else knows what it is. Okay. Well,
No, go ahead. Go ahead and explain.
Okay. Well, I mean, your name is Matthew, and I thought, oh, would it be cool
Way
to
to
have
give
a
it away.
moth? Would it be cool to have a moth and name it Mothew?
Oh, that wasn't as cool as it could have been.
Oh, sure. It's exactly as cool as it is. So,
Well, I mean, that's everything.
so clearly, you think you've already thought of some other cooler scenario that this. you were
No, I
hoping
was
to
just
solve.
hoping. I was just hoping it was cooler than
You were
that.
hoping it was more exciting than.
Yeah.
Because it made me think of Molly, the name for the bear who mauled people.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, Mothew, that's incredible. It deserves endless praise around the globe for coming up with a name like that.
Yeah.
I didn't look it up though. I didn't look it up to see if anyone else has come up with Mothew before.
I was watching a thing. I think it was a Game Grumps video, and they were talking about getting hermit crabs or a hermit crab or something, and naming it Leonardo da Vinci.
Okay,
Like,
that's good too.
Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah, I like
Da
pun
Vinci.
names. Pun names are good.
You'll have to tell that one to Mike later. He's a pun lover.
Yeah, he loves puns.
He likes. Yeah,
He enjoys a good pun.
Yep.
Yeah.
His favorite food, personal pun pizza.
April 4th.
That was pun intentional.
I think pun intended would have sounded better.
Sorry, I guess I'm just a big letdown for you today with Mothew and pun intentional. I just can't. You're insatiable, Matt. You're insatiable, Mothew.
It's just no, it's me. It's not you.
Okay.
It's my extremely low energy from having a cold for the last 4 days.
Last time you blamed the travel. This time you blamed the cold. Before that, it was something else.
You mentioned the travel. I didn't even mention the travel. I don't even think I was that low of energy last episode.
Oh, you were like, I wouldn't even say dead weight. I would say petrified weight. Like you're long gone. You're not even recently dead.
Shouldn't I be lighter then? Dude,
I suppose the lack of moisture and atrophy and decay. Yeah, you probably would have been lighter.
I mean, if I'm ever described as anything, I think lack of moisture is the best way to ever describe me.
Good one, Mothew.
Matt is one of the least moist people I've ever met, is what people tend to say about me.
Are you the only person that's described based on the moisture scale? Is there anyone else you think that goes by that?
I don't know. Possibly. I don't know everybody.
You know how they're trying to really push inclusion and diversity in Hollywood, where if you're going to have someone that's playing someone of a certain nationality, you better hire an actor that is naturally of that nationality.
Mm-hmm.
No one is upset that for the
You
new
sound
Batman.
upset about it.
No one's upset.
You're like, you know how they're doing this in Hollywood?
No one's
Ugh.
upset. No one's upset that Colin Farrell is in the new Batman movie as opposed to a real Penguin.
See, now there's some things you can't do. Is he playing an actual penguin though? Or is he just playing a guy who's like thinks he is or like lives his life as?
Well,
I haven't seen the new movie and I'm not really super familiar with the penguin character himself other than like Batman Returns or whatever the hell.
The old
Danny DeVito,
1991 or whatever the year that was. So in that movie, in none of the, I don't think he is sort of like, you know how the Catwoman got, what is her deal? Like she got brought back to life by some cats.
What is her deal?
Well, it's like, you know,
it depends on the story in which Catwoman's being played. Yeah,
but she has some sort of like enhanced
cat-like.
Enhanced abilities and powers that are cat related, and I don't know the Joker. I guess the thing about the Joker is he has no real backstory, so that's like the cool mystery about
psycho.
him. So I guess it's not really common in, I don't know, I'm not too extensive on the Batman villain lineup, but they don't seem to derive their backstory from some sort of animal related enhancement. They just, like the Penguin is just a guy who waddles around and wears a tux, I guess. The Riddler is just a guy that sends a bunch of riddles with his crimes. You know, so he's not playing a penguin or someone who is penguin enhanced. You know, so I guess
of all the animals.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, is that really
sort of enhancement from? It's
is
like,
that kind of a hindrance? I guess the only thing you could really gain from being part penguin is the ability to like hold your breath for a long time in some really cold water.
Yeah, swim fast.
Yeah, swim fast. Sit on an. If you're a male, you can sit on an egg until it hatches.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose a human could do that.
Yeah.
But you could survive in some pretty cold temperatures.
Yeah,
if you wanted to.
Some cold.
You could also die.
Cold-based villains.
Well, there's Mr. Freeze and there's the Penguin. I don't know. Is there anything beyond that?
I don't know. That's two. That's a lot.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. The Riddler, there's only one. Catwoman, there's only one. Joker, there's only one jokester. I mean, you could. I kind of think that in a small way, Riddler and Joker can kind of be aligned with each other. Like they both are sort of pranky and they like mischief.
Here's an odd sounding one. There's only one Two-Face.
There is only one Two-Face, and his name escapes me. Harvey Dent.
Yep.
Harvey Dent is his name.
As soon as you said his name, I wanted to say is Robert Paulson.
Oh well,
but that is Fight Club.
That is
rest in peace, Meatloaf.
Another rest in peace. Did you hear a recent rest in peace?
Taylor Hawkins.
Yeah, I just learned of that earlier today. I'm not sure when it happened, but
I heard about it last night.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, he is the drummer for the Foo Fighters. And for those of you who don't know, the Foo Fighters is a band fronted by one Dave Grohl, who was once the drummer for a band called Nirvana. And for those of you who don't know, Nirvana was a grunge band that broke out in the early 90s.
We're not going to have another episode called For Those of You Who Don't Know.
Was fronted by a man named Kurt Cobain, who whose death remains a bit of a mystery. It may have been a suicide. It may have been
I think
a
his
murder.
death remains a suicide at this point.
For those of you who don't know, death is when you're... What do you... Okay, all right.
He was also the drummer for Alanis Morissette, apparently.
He was on Alanis Morissette's first big tour. He was the drummer, and it hurt Alanis a lot when he told her that he was leaving to join the Foo Fighters. But I'm sure they remain friends. For those of you who don't know,
Alanis Morissette is a Canadian.
For those who don't know, Canada is the country that's just north of the continental United States, part of North America, the continent on the planet Earth.
which is a
Anywho,
sphere.
Which is a sphere, according to some.
Mhm.
Anyway, Matt, I know you like to
Hi.
just walk. I know you like to walk into things regularly.
Like into them, as in like hitting
You
them,
like-
or
you
into
collide-
them like enter into things.
Well, I would say this more falls into the first, the where you
Okay.
you collide with things while walking. And I know that's a hobby of yours, so I know you get real down on the dumps once April 4th comes around, which is National Walk Around Things Day.
Mm.
And
I was
you're
responding to a text
distracted,
message.
so you
I
are
was
not
responding
commenting.
to text messages.
Very well,
Yes.
then.
Walking around things day. These, I don't know. I'm getting. Hey, all right. Now
My
you
dog.
have an animal
This
that's
is
going
the
to
first.
clearly be picked. Yeah.
I think the neighbor left and closed their door, and that made my dog start barking.
Fantastic.
Now she's realized she's a fool, and she's stopped.
Some of these holidays are so stupid and unnecessary.
I know. I mean, I do like this idea though. When do you not walk around things? You know, why is there a holiday specific to?
Is this for blind people? I don't know.
Well,
I mean, that seems sensitive.
It does, but you want them to walk around things all year as well.
Yeah, always.
Yeah. Always. Unless they're rooms, you could want them to walk into a room or a ball or a
Into
bus.
a ball?
Like a ballroom. I meant to say ballroom.
Oh.
Where you where a ball is being held, You there, walk into that ball.
Yeah, I was just like confused.
Yeah.
You say or a bus?
Well, I'm not talking about. I know. As soon as I said it, I'm like, wait, no.
Like traffic or
like enter a bus.
Gotcha.
Okay. Well, man, we got to pick up the pace here, Matt. This is.
Oh yeah, you know us.
We're on April 4th, and we are trudging along.
Well, I'm sorry. I think somebody went on a fucking in case you didn't know kick.
For those of you who don't know, I went on a kick earlier.
Don't tell me we need to hurry up.
Earlier, for those who don't know, I went on a little bit of a spiel describing the Foo Fighters.
In case you're just tuning in.
Matt, you don't tune into a podcast.
But there's no need for you to tell somebody in case you didn't know this happened earlier in the fucking episode, unless they're just now tuning into the episode for some.
You don't tune
reason.
in. You don't.
This
tune
is what
in.
I do. I jump into podcast episodes about halfway through. That's when they really get going.
Some do.
Bringing the energy.
Some just right off the jump. They're in it. They're fast paced. They're on the edge. They're seat of your pants. They're fly by night. Huh?
But us on the other hand, takes a little while for us to get going. No. You can jump in about halfway through.
The tortoise wins that race. Just so everyone knows. And for those of you who don't know, I'm referring to the old tale of the tortoise versus the hare. Naturally, you would think the hare was the clear winner since it has advanced speed compared to that of the tortoise, which are known to be slow moving. And I forget what happens, but the tortoise wins.
I forget what happens, but here's the end.
Anyway,
the hare took a nap because he was so far ahead, and then the tortoise passed him while he was sleeping.
The hare got too cocky, and he thought, I got plenty of time to sleep, so I'm gonna sleep.
I mean, the tortoise only won the race on a technicality. He should have never fucking won. This whole slow and steady wins the race is bullshit. It won't win in any other situation.
No,
go to the Olympics with that attitude. Go to the Olympics with that attitude, Sean. Slow and steady wins the race.
There are times where you could be challenged to, say, complete a puzzle or to do something of that regard, or stack things quickly, or there's where
quickly being a word there. Okay,
right. But I mean, if you go too fast, you're more likely to mess up and knock things over. But if you take your time, make sure you are going carefully. You could stack all the things neatly on one try and then end up finishing ahead of everyone else who was trying to rush through it. That's all I'm saying. Jigsaw puzzle races. That's a good example. A game of operation that's timed and also a race.
Yep. Always good to do operations.
Making a house of cards, race-wise, slow and steady. You don't want to fly through a house of cards.
That's a different thing.
Unless you're...
Are we still on April 4th?
We are on
we
April 4th.
We just wasted another 3 minutes.
Like I'm saying, Matt, we got to get this moving.
Oh, of course. God forbid I took us on another tangent.
This one clearly stems from the early 1700s. It's National Flash Drive Day, April 5th. Also, National Go for Broke Day. I guess that means just like put all your chips in and bet all your money and
put it all on your flash drive.
Put it all on the line and go for broke. National Read a Roadmap Day, also April 5th.
Ooh, that holiday is going.
It's gone.
Going away.
What do you mean going away? No one uses a roadmap anymore. No one even uses a dedicated GPS anymore. Like you're gonna find someone that has a Garmin in their car. They all GPS from their phone.
Yeah, other than like cars that have built-in GPSs.
Sure, but those are stupid because I don't know how easy or difficult it is to upgrade them, but I can't imagine it's easy.
They're all probably just through Google now anyways. I'm sure, so they just automatically update.
This is
I'm sure they're not even like hard programmed in. They're probably just the same as, what your phone does and shit. Just jumps off the internet.
Sure. I'm trying to move along here, man. I'm trying to get you out.
God forbid I fucking said something for 14 seconds.
Matt, hold on. Okay.
Let me just sit here in silence.
Wednesday, April 6th is New Beer's Eve.
Cool.
So we will find out if April 7th is New Beers or New Beer. We'll see. This is very specific. National Student Athlete Day. Let's see.
Athlete in training?
I don't know, man. I'm trying to move along here. What? Right. National Book Mobile Day? Book Mobile, one word. BOOKMOBILE. Help me out here. Any thoughts? You're not...
Oh, I don't want to hold you up.
Gotcha. It is both Health Day and World Health Day on April 7th.
That makes sense.
Yep. April 7th, also Motherhood and Beauty Day. I guess they're not saying they're synonymous.
Beautiful.
Yep. It is April 7th, National Beer Day. So they decided, let's just squeeze another holiday out of this by making a New Beer's Eve the day before. April 7th, National No Housework Day. So don't you dare pick up that vacuum.
That's not how vacuums work.
You don't pick them up?
Well, they can't really vacuum with them if you're picking them up.
You don't carry them around holding them in midair. I'm saying, where mine is stored, I have to lift it over a couple things before I can get it out onto the floor. So I have to pick it up.
Well, it seems inconvenient.
It is, but that's just the case for me. Jesus Christ. Hey, this is fun. We can come up with something fun for this one, Matt. Going to be fun. April 9th, National Name Yourself Day. Let's come up with a new name.
Okay, we'll do that next.
Yep. National Submarine Day, the 11th. Ooh, another 11th holiday. National Barbershop Quartet Day. Why quartet? Why not trio or quintet or any number of members? What's so magical about the quartet structure of a barbershop group?
It's just the perfect number. Not too many, not too few.
So 3's not even company in this case. You want 4. Mm-hmm. 3's not enough. Oh, another dying holiday, probably even more dead than Read a Roadmap Day. The 11th is National 8-Track Tape Day.
To me, that's one of those things that there's always going to be those people that are just like, 8-tracks are the best way to listen to music.
I hate being able to listen to more than 8 songs.
Sound.
Is that what 8-track means? 8 songs?
8 tracks.
Yeah. So do you think there are people that think roadmaps are the best way to navigate?
There's probably still people, that use regular roadmaps that just don't trust technology or can't figure out technology, or
they don't want the government knowing where they are, so they're going to read a roadmap.
Ooh, yeah, I bet you there's those people.
But then still call someone while on the road. causing their cell phone to ping on multiple towers, pinpointing a precise location.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They probably use like CB radios or something. That, yeah.
10-4, good buddy. I'm a believer of this next holiday, Matt. Because
well, you have to. It's written down there. It exists.
I think this members of this profession get a bad rap. April 12th is Be Kind to Lawyers Day.
Do you think lawyers get a bad rap?
Some do. Bad ones.
Well, then they deserve it.
Yeah, but you got to be kind to them on April 12th, no matter what their competence.
No.
But it says it's on the day.
Yeah, but no, like a lot of
it is unofficial.
I think a lot of defense lawyers can really just go screw themselves.
Oh yeah,
a lot of defense lawyers are just skeevy, terrible people. Like defending
if the glove don't fit,
obvious fucking murderers. Like
if the glove don't fit, Matthew.
Mm-hmm.
Women will love April 12th.
Say women lawyers.
Now, women lawyers. Women will also love April 12th because it's Equal Pay Day.
Why do you have to go there?
Well, isn't it common knowledge that women earn less than men in the same profession on average?
I mean, on average.
Yeah. So why wouldn't women especially appreciate Equal Pay Day?
I just, you just don't need to bring it up. It's a touchy subject, Sean.
Gotcha. We want to stay vanilla, middle of the road, non-controversial. Matt, what would you say is your least impactful meal of the day?
As in, which meal do I eat that has the least strain on my bowels?
Sure. Or which one do you put the least amount of thought and effort into? Like, which one is sort of like your throwaway meal? Like, yeah, I eat this because it's like I have to, but I would
say, honestly, depending on the day, my breakfasts and my lunches are typically no thought put into them whatsoever.
Gotcha. Well, April 13th is you got to make a change because on April 13th, it's National Make Lunch Count Day.
Okay.
So you got to really make that lunch count.
I mean, what day does that fall on?
It's a Wednesday this year.
A Wednesday? I mean,
April 13th.
I won't.
Why not? It's
during the week. It's during the week. During the week, I eat the exact same thing for lunch and for breakfast every single day.
So you're really gonna punch up your lunch on a weekend day? Like really put so much focus and effort into it?
A better effort to do it.
I'm hoping this next holiday is a typo. April 14th. What do you do? Okay, I'm just going to say what it is. I'm going to say what it says.
Mm-hmm.
Look up the sky day.
Yeah, I mean, Google it. Look up what is the sky.
That's what it means. It means research the sky. It doesn't mean physically. I mean, that'd be just weird. It's just
look up at the sky day.
Well, that would be weird, but
everybody's just staring at the sky all day.
Yeah, but don't you think it's even weirder to have something called Look Up the Sky Day versus looking up at the sky day? A very well-known saying, look up at the sky. It's a bird, it's a plane.
What does that have to do with look up at the sky?
That's part of it. I just added that. National Dolphin Day, also the 14th. So maybe dolphins
what are you guys looking up at the sky? How are we supposed to pay attention to the dolphins?
I know, that's not fair to the dolphins. Maybe we're expecting the dolphins to look up the sky?
I mean, unless are we looking at the sky through the reflection in the ocean?
Could be. Maybe reflecting off of the dolphin's back.
Yeah.
Or backs. Multiple dolphins. They travel in groups. There are very few solo dolphins out there, I think.
Are they called packs?
I don't know. They're not fish, so you wouldn't call them a school.
I mean, technically fish aren't fish.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
It's not a lie.
What do you mean fish aren't fish?
Because
I want to hear this.
Most quote unquote fish are more closely related to different other creatures than other fish. So basically classifying all fish as fish is incorrect. To just say they are all fish is incorrect because most fish are so far along the evolutionary chain. Fish are less closely related to each other than they are other creatures in the either ocean or on land. So to just call them all fish is inaccurate.
Well, maybe I'm only referring to the fish that are actually fish.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird thing. I had seen like a small little thing about it, but it's like the classification or just like referring to things as fish is completely inaccurate.
So does that mean that we should refer to birds as dinosaurs? And
no,
not
it's
birds?
not like that.
Well, you're losing me on this. I mean,
it's because I don't know that much about it, and I'm explaining it very horribly.
You don't know that much about it yet. You want to go on you want to die on a hill for it. We're
not dying on a hill for it.
Yeah, but you're interrupting the show to.
Oh, God forbid I interrupted the show again.
No. Not the
go
fact.
On, John. Go ahead. What's April fucking the 15th? What are those holidays?
I'm not pointing out the fact that you just interrupted the show in general again. I just mean that you used this to interrupt the show with to point out that, well, this was silly for me to call them fish because not all fish are fish. Let me tell you all about it. Actually, I don't know much about it, to be honest. But you come off all high and mighty with your fish facts, like putting me down for saying that a school of fish is called a school, so we can't call dolphins that because they're not fish. And you're going to be all correcting me with your.
I just literally just went. Well, not all fish technically aren't fish, and you're like, well, let's go on about it. So,
well, what was the point of bringing that up in the first place? Like, we're trying to figure out what to call. We're trying to figure out what to call.
You've never brought up something you didn't really know much about.
We're trying to figure out. We're trying to figure out what to call a group of dolphins.
No, we're trying to figure out what the next fucking holiday is.
Well, we were, but now we're trying to figure out what a group of dolphins is called. And all I was saying was they are not called a school because that's what you give to a group of fish. And then you just jump in and derail all of that by going, well, actually, most fish aren't fish because they're more related to other animals than they are fish.
So what I really meant to say is most things people consider
idiotic.
Fish are not actually called fish. Or to call all things people consider fish to be fish is inaccurate.
Great. Wonderful.
Dolphins swim in pods, okay? Dolphins swim in fucking pods. Can we move on?
Why would they do that and not just open themselves up to the entire ocean?
Oh, I hate everything about this episode.
That's great. Anyway. Let's move on.
Do you think people are worried that we're actually angry at each other right now?
I don't know. I kind of liked that this whole thing. Yeah, they might. I don't know.
Like, man, that episode they got real heated.
Ooh, I was worried that this might be the end of the show.
They talked about fish for way too long.
I know, and apparently other animals that weren't fish that we think of as fish, like idiots. I don't know. Titanic Remembrance Day. Okay,
is that what? What?
He's
like, is that when when did the Titanic sink?
I'm guessing April 15th, since Titanic Remembrance Day is on the 15th.
That seems like that would be more of a big deal.
Titanic Remembrance Day?
You think that April 14th. My God, it'll be 110 years this year.
Oh, you just pulled that off the top of your head.
Yeah, these are things I just know. I know more about what year the Titanic sank than fish. No, I just Googled it real quick.
You know, we've been doing a lot of this episode, Matt.
Googling things?
Well, it's April 15th is also National Take a Wild Guess Day.
Yeah.
And I think we've been doing a little bit of that prematurely.
Yeah.
We're not. This is not the day to do that. So I apologize to the listeners and the world.
Wait, this isn't the day to be taking wild guesses, or not the day to be doing things prematurely?
Well, that I can't help.
Yeah,
no matter what day.
That's definitely that's a problem you've always had.
Right. Which I thought was always happening over a big school of fish, but apparently now I got to rethink what I'm aiming for.
A pot of dolphins.
A pot of gold.
Dolphin. A pot of dolphins.
A pot of dolphins. At the end of the rainbow.
A pot of gold is a different callback, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't want you being premature over a pot of gold.
It could be a fleck of gold. So these holidays vary in significance greatly. You know, on the same day you've got National Titanic Remembrance Day and National Rubber Eraser Day. Like one's honoring those poor people.
Which one came first?
That's, you know what? I'd have to look up to see when the rubber eraser was invented.
Because it seems like if the Rubber Eraser Day one was like after, like they're like, let's do this, let's make this new holiday, like post
Titanic
1912.
sinking.
And it's like, just let's push it back a day. Like, come on. There's obviously this much bigger thing that happened.
Well, as we've seen throughout the course of doing these episodes, you know, several holidays will fill one day. Mm-hmm. With varying degrees of significance. I mean, you've got Tax Day, you've got National Glazed Spiral Ham Day, you've got Good Friday, you got Passover Eve, you've got Fast and Prayer Day. Like all of these things are all happening on one day.
It's all because it's all
right.
A lot of those are
it's all
Catholic holidays.
Let's see, April 16th. This happens to fall on a Saturday this year, so sorry to those who have a Monday through Friday job, but it's National Wear Your Pajamas to Work Day. Yeah. National Healthcare Decisions Day.
During the pandemic, I think a lot of days were National
Wear Your Pajamas
to Work Day.
Yeah. Also National Bean Counter Day. Yeah. Let's go on from here. Women's Rights Day in Gabon.
Oh, I was about to say, I'm like, we just did that, I thought.
No, there was, well, no, it was like Women's History Month or something in March. Something like that.
Yeah, but I thought there was still like a women's, I guess it was like just Women's Day or something in there too.
I think so, but not this month. There
was
a
lot of holidays surrounded around women.
I know.
Let's ease back.
April 17th, National Bat Appreciation Day. Bat type of your choosing, I suppose.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Because isn't a bat also, you can have like a bat of something, right? Is that also like a type of measurement for a very specific...
You're thinking of a vat?
Well, I know there's a vat, but I feel like bat is used to measure something else, like specific. I'll have to look it up.
I have no idea.
I'll have to look it up some other time. It's a shame this doesn't follow the format, but it's National Haiku Poetry Day on Sunday, April 17th. That itself is not a haiku.
No. I mean, that's not a requirement.
It isn't, but it would be nice. It would have been cool if they, made it unnecessarily long just to fit the format of a haiku.
Well, email them.
Them? Mm-hmm. The holiday committee?
Well, that website.
Okay. They don't decide the holidays. They just list them.
Well, they can list it in a way that is a haiku.
Yeah, but that's not the name of the holiday. You have to go to the whoever declared the holiday and say, I need you to change
click
this.
on it. You might be able to, might show who did it.
I'm not going to do that. We're running out of time.
I mean, we're always running out of time.
There's never enough time. Time is finite.
We're all just...
Time isn't finite. Our time is.
Well, yeah.
Time itself is infinite. It's infinite.
I mean, is it though? We don't know that.
It is.
I mean, the whole universe could collapse in on itself and then time doesn't matter anymore.
It doesn't matter, but it still exists. Like, time still passes.
Not if nothing exists. If nothing exists, then...
Yeah, I mean, there's no one to acknowledge or measure or keep track of or be aware of time, but it still happens regardless. I was thinking that a while ago, like we are both 39 years old, correct?
Speak for yourself.
Okay.
Yes.
I am 39 at the time of this recording. That means that
oh my.
It's weird because, that seems like a long time, but you can also make it sound like it hasn't been much time because you could just say that you've traveled around the sun 39 times.
Yeah.
It doesn't make it seem like a much smaller thing. Like, oh, I've only gone around the sun 39 times this whole time I've been alive. It seems like it should be more.
It'd be a lot different if we were living on like isn't it like
Planet
Venus 9? or no, which planet is it? Venus or Uranus or something that it's like takes 200 and some of Earth years to go around the sun.
Well, I mean, you would just go off of whichever planet is the furthest out. It probably has it doesn't have the longest revolution.
No, because some of them go around faster at a faster speed. So I think it was. I'd have to look again, but I don't believe that to be true.
What's your take on Planet 9? Do you think it's out there?
I mean, I'm sure there's a bunch of planets that we don't really or haven't seen yet
in our solar system.
Yeah. Neptune takes the longest to go around.
How many Earth years is it?
A year on Neptune is the longest of any planet, lasting the equivalent of 164.8 years
Ugh.
of Earth.
And now what's that in dog years?
Well, what's a dog year?
Well, they say a dog ages 7 years for every 1 human year.
I mean, that's yes and no on that, because it's the way. So
What?
if because if you look at how an animal matures, the first couple years of its life is more so equivalent to that, right? So the first year of its life would be like 7 human years, and then maybe the next year of its life, and then as it goes, it slows down.
Well, I don't think they're basing
because
it
they
on.
mature quicker. That's how I mean.
I don't think they're basing it on that. I think they're basing it on the average life expectancy of a dog compared to that of a human's, and they probably say it's about
Yeah, but that varies. That varies by species.
Yeah,
Or
but the
not
life expectancy of a human varies by human. You know, someone could die at 30 and someone else can die at 105. There's an average, Matt. So you take the average life expectancy of a dog and the average life expectancy of a human, and they've come out to say that it's about 1/7 of a human's life.
So what was it then?
Life.
So then what was it back in the day when humans only lived to be about 30?
I don't know. You have to ask them.
Well, I can't. They're all dead. They
Right.
died before they reached the age of 30.
Right. And for them, time doesn't exist.
And I am already past that age, so therefore they're all definitely dead.
What? They were already dead. Although it is safe to say that some people that will die at 30 are still alive now.
Or haven't been born yet.
That's correct.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I think doesn't get enough respect in the food world? Lima beans.
Oh, I was gonna say the people who work in the field. Okay, so is this leading to National Lima Bean Day or some shit? Because lima beans are gross.
It's not national. It doesn't say
International.
No, or world. It doesn't specify.
Binational.
It doesn't binational. It doesn't every two nations. It doesn't specify, but it is Lima Bean Respect Day.
Oh.
So respect those lima beans on April 20th. 420. 420.
Yeah. There's 420. Let's not mention what else is.
Well, let's mention what else happens on 420, everyone. It's National Lookalike Day. So go out there and find your doppelganger, folks.
So go out there and look alike.
Have you yeah. Go out there and look alike on 420. We know that I have encountered a doppelganger of sorts.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever encountered a Matthew Schlegel doppelganger? You have?
Several times.
Very good. Moving on.
Mm-hmm.
There was a guy who worked at a bowling alley that I went to yesterday. Very, not so much a one-to-one copy of looks to Brian Posehn, but, you know, thinning red hair on top, long red beard. Even his voice sounded, he had glasses. His voice even sounded very, very close. I would say his voice sounded closer to Brian Posehn than he looked like Brian Posehn, but he did carry a similar look. You know, the way he presented himself was very similar to Brian Posehn. And once he started talking, I was like, oh my God, I thought he looked kind of like him, but now I really sound like he sounds just like
It'd be
Brian
funny
Posehn.
if it really just was him. And you were just like, in your head, you're like, it can't be him. So you were like slightly changing the way he's supposed to look.
Right. I might have tricked myself to make him slightly off. He wasn't as tall, and Brian Posehn seems to wear those thicker.
He wasn't as tall and or
glasses.
famous.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
The dead giveaway was he was working at a bowling alley.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how far this guy's reach is as far as familiarity. Like,
you saw how tall he was. You can see his.
I saw his wingspan. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
I can see it. Yeah. Okay.
His reach.
Very, very clever, Matt. Very good.
Thanks.
I've
been working on the comedy.
That one gets high marks.
Good. Thank you.
You win some sort of medal on that one.
You know, Sean, your praise for that joke I just said, that's the best thing that's happened to me in the 3 days.
Me saying that joke gets high marks.
Mhm.
Okay, well, I'm glad.
Other than that, I've been just dealing with this cold I have.
I guess Iceland. I guess in Iceland, the 21st of April is the first day of summer. So that's interesting.
That's pretty early.
Very early. It's
Yeah.
very close to the spring equinox, which means there should be about 3 more months until the first day of summer.
I mean, does everybody celebrate the spring equinox? Is
I
that a
don't
world
know,
thing?
but I don't. I mean, I would imagine
Because spring isn't the same time for everybody.
So I suppose in the southern hemisphere, it might be the fall equinox might fall on the same day as the spring equinox. It's hard to say.
I know equinox isn't supposed to sound like a religious term, but it really does.
What's that diet? Like pescatarian or something?
Yeah.
It sounds like a religious.
I know,
food.
doesn't it? Yeah.
It does a lot.
I'm pescatarian.
Yeah.
We only eat fish. Nothing but fish.
So trust us. We have researched what are actually fish. Our religion doesn't allow eating non-fish fish.
We worship Zeus, or not Zeus, Poseidon. That's what I meant to say.
Oh no, Zoo, like plural,
we worship the
Zeus.
god.
We worship
Zeus.
more than one zoo. That's what we mean.
No, our god is Poseidon, the god of the ocean, and we only eat fish. Fucking pescatarians.
I hate fish.
Do you think Aquaman is a pescatarian, or would that be kind of messed up?
That might be a little messed up,
right?
Well, if you are Aquaman, you're not going to eat. I mean, you could surface and eat, hot dogs, but why would that be? Why would that be like that? He could eat fish.
I know, but it'd be weird to you can talk to your food.
Well, I could talk to my food now. I can be like, "Ooh, you're so yummy."
Well, your food can't talk back to you, but he can commute. Sorry, let me rephrase. You can communicate with your food.
Yeah, he can also just go, whoop, 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 and then the fish just swim into his mouth and he swallows them up.
I mean, that's dangerous to eat them that way.
Not for Aquaman.
I'm sure it still would be. I guess it's not super dangerous to eat raw fish. People do it all the time.
Yeah, and so do sea creatures that eat fish. They eat them raw.
but
he's Aquaman. He's built to do that. He's built to do that too. He's Aquaman.
I mean, I don't know. Aquaman sucks.
Speaking of Poseidon, you've heard a nickname for the Jason Momoa Aquaman is Broseidon.
Oh no, I didn't, and that upsets me. Can
you say after I just tell you that? Can you still say you've not heard of that? Because I could
probably say I had never heard of that.
I had, yeah.
Because that puts the past tense on it, right?
Yes, it does.
To say I have never would be I still don't. I still haven't. Yeah. I did it right.
If everyone were to celebrate this on April 23rd, it would be a tough day to get through, I think. Especially when you're just trying to communicate with anyone casually. It's National Talk Like Shakespeare Day.
Oh, that'd be horrible.
Well, here's a big question. Did Shakespeare talk in the same way that he wrote?
No.
So then maybe talking like Shakespeare is fine.
Yeah.
It's also national.
Maybe if it said talk Shakespeare, talk Shakespearean.
It could be, but it says talk like Shakespeare.
Yeah.
I'm sure that what they mean is they're saying the writings of Shakespeare.
That's definitely what they mean.
But we're going to get him on a technicality.
I also think it's terrible. Yeah.
We're going to get him on a technicality. And I'm going to walk around talking like this because this is how Shakespeare sounded.
Nope. April
24th, National Pigs in a Blanket Day.
You enjoy a good pig in a blanket?
I do.
Yeah.
What's your take on pigs in a blanket?
I mean, who doesn't like a pig in a blanket? Who doesn't like a pig in a blanket?
I love it.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know.
That's my thing.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
It's also National Pet Parents Day. So either the parents of the pet you own or you, if you own a pet.
I'm assuming it means the people who own pets, but that's not technically true then.
Probably because how self-centered are we, humanity?
Mm-hmm.
Humans!
My fur babies.
World Pinhole Photography Day. Sunday, April 24th.
Have you ever done any pinhole photography?
I don't believe so.
Oh, yeah. I don't think so either.
How does that... You don't think I have, or you don't think you have?
No, both.
I'm not really 100% sure on what that means. I know I've heard of it. I think I've had it explained to me before, but I can't draw it up. Matt's gonna look it up.
Yeah. It's lensless photography. A tiny hole resides in the lens. Light passes through the hole, and image is formed in the camera.
Okay, so that's dangerous. Not really, but
well, no,
it's risky.
It's risky.
It's risky. Now World Malaria Day. Get your malaria. Get that malaria on April 25th.
Spread the malaria.
I mean, we got to make a World Polio Day if we want this podcast to.
We have nothing to do with that. The podcast has to take care of that.
No.
If we help, it's not single-handedly.
That's true.
We
can't get involved.
I like how you side-eyed your paperwork to remember how you wrote it.
We can't get involved. You're on your own, podcast. You're on your own. National East meets West Day. Two cardinal directions come together.
Kanye West and Clint Eastwood.
No, it's not that.
Oh,
because it's not Eastwood meets West Day.
Wait, wasn't that one of the slogans for fucking Rush Hour? Like when East meets West or some shit?
I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did that movie come out on April 25th?
Maybe.
Oh,
well, no, the tagline for the first Rush Hour was two cops. One's all talk, the other is all action. So maybe not.
That would be a very funny movie if it really held to that.
Right.
If
one's all talk and the other's all action. The
other one doesn't talk at all and just actions all the time. National Hug a Plumber Day, Matt. Is this while
aggressive?
Is this while part of his posterior is exposed?
And that's what I was immediately thinking is like if you hug them from while he's working, while he's bent over and working. And I only ever hug naked, so
I mean that's how all your greetings are.
Yeah.
High five, handshake, I don't know what other kind of greetings there are. Waving from afar, waving to those on the dock from a cruise ship.
Oh yeah.
All that stuff.
Why do people do that?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, in the case of the Titanic, we're gonna die. It was one of those things.
Yeah, it was all like,
I'll not
so
see
long.
You again.
Yep.
I mean, what is the irony that they just declare that the unsinkable ship? I mean, come on. They go as far as to boastfully say this ship is unsinkable, and it sinks on its one and only trip.
It's
what an arrogant.
Like they said about the Hindenburg.
Unsinkable ship?
Trying to think of something they could have said about it.
The unburstable balloon.
Yeah.
This balloon's unburstable, you see?
This could never get shot down or blow up. I don't know.
A bullet will never come into contact with this thing. What happened to it? Did it get shot by a bullet?
No, there was some malfunction on it that caused it to explode, basically. It was the thing was basically made out of thermite, which is insanely flammable.
This will never malfunction. This unmalfunctionable vessel.
It did basically put an end to dirigibles or whatever they called them. Yeah, it basically ended that whole thing. Hot air balloons, though.
I just learned that ballooning was once an Olympic event, like an Olympic sport. But what they used to fill the balloon was not hot air.
Oh yeah,
I forget what it was. it was
hydrogen, helium.
Yeah. Well,
hydrogen?
It wasn't helium. It was hydrogen. I think it was some very combustible.
Yeah, which is what a lot of blimps. Yeah, a lot of blimps are filled with hydrogen.
It's because you could go higher or something with that than if you were to try to do it with hot air, something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Extremely flammable.
Yeah, quite. Okay, we're closing in here. I mean, some of these are just such a downer.
Well,
National Richter Scale Day.
Oh, well,
celebrate the measurement of those earthquakes, everybody.
Yeah, I mean, that day's kind of determining upon whether or not fault lines decide to be active that day.
True.
I mean, I guess fault lines are kind of always active, but
more active, noticeably active. So
Scalable.
yeah.
Scalably active.
So this could be similar. This could be kind of like, did Punxsutawney Phil see a shadow or not? It's like, were there any tremors on Richter scale day? I mean, spring. Spring is going to come early.
You mean like Tremors, the movie Tremors? Because those were giant worms.
Yeah, no, I'm not meaning that at all.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about the friction caused between two fault
Kevin
lines.
Bacon reference of the day.
Or two plate tectonics. Yeah, good. Your daily Kevin Bacon reference.
Weekly.
It's a daily thing. Oh, weekly. Sorry.
Yeah.
You should have said of the week and not of the day.
Well, I say things.
National Pretzel Day. I like these. I'm glad these two are lumped into the same grouping on this holiday, the 26th. National Kids and Pets Day. It's probably because some families don't have kids, and so they're like, we want to celebrate too. Quiet, Shakespeare. Matt, you're someone, you like to help horses, right?
Do I like to help horses?
With whatever they might need help with?
I mean, not as much as Patience. She's known to help horses.
Is this a thing I don't know about?
We had Patience on the show, and she would. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. She does horse stuff. Yeah. Well, how long ago was that? And what I remember. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Like I remember everything about this.
It's my Patience reference of the day, Sean.
Of the day. Sorry. Patience Bacon. No, but Tuesday, April 26th is National Help a Horse Day. So whatever a horse, this might be even like walk up to a horse and say, "Can I help you with anything? You need anything?
Yeah.
Can I assist with anything?"
As often as I just randomly see a horse in need of help.
That's as often as you offer to help a horse.
Yeah. Once a year on that day.
Yeah.
There's weirdly an abundance of horses out and about that day.
Well, they know.
Yeah.
This is either to honor a baseball player or a candy bar, but it's National Babe Ruth Day on the 27th of April month. What's a devil dog?
It is a type. It's like a type of hot dog.
National Devil Dog Day is on the 27th of April.
Well, okay. Devil dog is a motivational nickname for the U.S. Marine, for a U.S. Marine.
So you think that's what it means?
Maybe. I mean, there's a place called Devil Dogs here in Chicago. So
okay.
Hot dogs.
Yeah, makes sense.
And it's spelled with a W. DAWG.
April 28th. Sorry, all you mediocre poetry out there. This is National Great Poetry Reading Day. You only want to read the great poetry out there. So again, if your poetry sucks, we don't care. On April 28th, you're not getting any attention. No one's going to hear any of your poetry on April 28th if it sucks.
Right.
Yep. Fitting as well. So these must be connected, these two holidays. So it's April 28th, National Great Poetry Reading Day, which we went over in great detail and length and girth. It's also National Poem in Your Pocket Day. Is that a poem in your pocket, or are you happy to...
I wish more people would just keep poems in their pocket and just never take them out.
But you might want to, if they're great, you would read them on the same day.
No.
Okay.
Even if they're good, I don't care. I don't care about poetry.
This one's weird. It's Germany. It says Girls' Day - Career Information Day. Girls' Day, Career Information Day. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Here's an opportunity for another Kevin Bacon reference, Matt. You can knock him out, a twofer.
Okay.
The 29th of April is International Dance Day. And we know what town probably doesn't celebrate International Dance Day.
Do we know what town?
I don't know the town.
Then we don't know it.
Whatever town was featured in a movie called Footloose starring Kevin Bacon, which you probably know the name of the town.
I do not.
It's a movie you saw once.
I don't know what the name of the town is.
Come on, dude. I was relying on your weird, stupid memory to know something about Footloose.
Footloose town. Let's see. Elmore City, Oklahoma.
They, at least at one point...
Footloose is loosely based on the town of Elmore City, Oklahoma.
Come on, dude.
The town had banned dancing since its founding in 1898 in an attempt to decrease the amount of heavy drinking.
What?
I'm
ashamed. I'm ashamed, Matt, that you didn't use the opportunity to say that it is footloosely based.
That would have been good.
Yeah,
Footloose is footloosely based. Whoever wrote that article can go fuck themselves.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Wikipedia.
In hell. Oh God! National Honesty Day, National Bugs Bunny Day, Raisin Day. April 30th. Get out your nostrils, boys and girls. It's National Sense of Smell Day.
Oh, I always keep my nostrils tucked away
I keep my nostrils in my pocket somewhere with my poems.
Oh, yep. Got to smell those poems.
April 30th, National Kiss of Hope Day.
Oh, lovely.
Yep. This is interesting. In Congo, in the Democratic Republic of Congo, which our good friend Yenemo Pierre Sanguma is from. Oddly enough,
is he still our good friend?
I know him still. I still know who he is.
Okay, I was gonna say, when was the last time you talked to him?
I don't know. Several months ago. I think maybe it was several years ago. I think we connected on Facebook sometime. And
how you sometimes mistake months for years.
Yeah, I do. When I have to spend a significant amount of time with you, it happens. But anyway, the Democratic Republic
unnecessarily rude.
Anyway, is any rudeness necessary? Anyway, for the Democratic Republic of Congo, oddly enough, on April 30th is when they observe May Day.
Oh, interesting.
Not the first day of May, the day before the first day of May. So good on you, Congo.
Yeah.
Way to manipulate the calendar to suit your own twisted needs and desires.
Well, is that it? Are we done with these stupid holidays? They're not getting any better.
That was the last one on the list, actually. Okay. So I could scroll back up and find some more.
Please don't. We're at an hour and a half right now.
I know. And I need to beat the marks by like around 7ish. So
yeah, I have stuff I have to do before we start doing other stuff tonight. So lovely. I think we did way more April holidays than we did any other month.
Well, we might have, but we also went on a lot more rants in this episode than in the previous holiday episodes.
I don't know if that's true.
I did want to bring light to another one on the 29th. It's National Hairball Awareness Day. So be unaware of them the rest of the year.
Yeah. Well, that's just wonderful.
Bye.
Bye.
We are on TikTok now, which makes us even cooler. HS Famous. Find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at HSFamousPod. Email us directly at highschoolfamous@gmail.com. We have Patreon too, but you'll never go there. Altogether, our hearts beat as one.